Hi there, it's Sarah Clayton here at the Goldsmith Centre. My job is to help people to understand how and why the body changes shape with people's nighttime postures. So what I wanted to look at in our last video around windsweeping, we looked at classic windsweeping. So as a reminder, the legs go to one side. At first the pelvis rises, but gradually over time the pelvis rocks back. So we end up with the legs one way, the pelvis the other way, and usually the chest will follow the legs. So that is a classic windswept posture. Okay, and everything flattens over time. So what a lot of people, lots and lots of people understand about windsweeping when the person's lying on their back, but it can be a little bit more difficult to think about it when the person is lying on their side. So I just wanted to, because windsweeping is something that we measure, some people don't realise that you can windsweep on your tummy and windsweep on your side. It just takes a little bit of thinking through. So let's imagine that we're putting this person onto their side to go to sleep. Now, one of the difficulties with side lying is that people don't tend to sleep in a symmetrical side lying position because people tend not to lie on their bottom shoulder, and they tend not to lie with their legs straight and out like this. And actually, even if somebody were to sleep like that, you know, those pictures on the sides of lorries drive me mad. On the inside, you can see it even here without me pressing. On the inside, gravity will do its damage. We can't, unless we can't hold up the heavy weight of the spine on the inside. So even if someone were to sleep like this, their spine will still drop as a consequence of gravity. So inside lying, people will either have to put their bottom shoulder forward or they'll put their bottom shoulder back. So in this situation, let's imagine that they've put their bottom shoulder back. Let's just put your arm around like that. This is Gary, doing as he's told. And then let's imagine that we've got, so the top leg needs to go somewhere. So the top leg will either go forward or it will come back. And you can see just the impact that that has there on the pelvis. So let's imagine that the top leg has come forward. So what we can see here is the beginning of windsweep. We can see where that windsweeping comes from, because as gravity comes down, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to flatten that pelvis to the supporting surface, but the legs are actually being pushed in the opposite direction. So even though this person's in side lying, they're not in that windswept position that we think of somebody on their back. When we turn this person over, then we will end up with that windswept posture. So side lying, and we can pick up windsweeping in side lying very, very, very early on when we measure in very small children. So before we start to see that or to feel it in the way that we're moving people, we can measure it really early on. Okay, if you have any questions around that or any comments at all, please don't hesitate to get in touch, and I will look forward to hearing from you.